this was surreal. This was something that you couldn't just go ahead and script. And this is one of these deals where, in this business, there's we understand the fantasy and the reality of professional wrestling, but when it comes to the reality, when it comes to the point when a person is dead and he's no longer with us, nobody can ignore that. And the WWE found a way to do a tribute show. Everyone spoke their mind about Owen Hart. Everybody knew who he was. He was a great family man. He was a prankster. He was, I believe, a third, fourth generation superstar, and he was a great attribute to the WWE. And it was very, very sad for Owen Hart to pass away the way he did. I remember the last image. Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin, came to the ring. He had two beers in his hand. He had one laid down right there. He gave one last toast to Owen Hart, which was very, very good. The fans were there, and they showed a tremendous amount of respect for Owen Hart, because he was a great wrestler, a great family man, and it was just very cool to watch. And I remember following after the tribute show, probably about a couple of days later or a couple of weeks later, WCW Monday Nitro did an episode where Bret Hart came out for the first time, and he would speak his mind and he would talk about what happened the night when Owen Hart died, and it was also something very, very special as well. Bret Hart talked about his brother, talked about thanks to the fans for you know paying their respects and their honors for Owen Hart, because after all, he was a major contributor to the WWE, a major contributor to professional wrestling. And then the following, I believe, couple of months later, WCW had went over to Kansas City, the same place where Owen Hart had passed away, and they did a tribute match. WCW did a tribute match for the late great Owen Hart, which featured Bret the Hitman Hart, and it also featured another wrestler, which I know some people probably won't mention his name, but I'm going to, because even though he did a dastardly deed a couple of years ago, he is who he is, and he was a part of this whole deal. Bret Hart took on Chris Benoit on Monday Nitro as a tribute to Owen Hart. So, after all of that was done, like I said, there have been several lawsuits with the WWE. There's been several stuff that I've been hearing on YouTube, and several stuff that I've heard, and everyone's blaming everybody for what happened to Owen Hart. They've mentioned Vince Russo's name probably a few times. I don't think Vince Russo... I think Vince Russo didn't have anything to do with Owen Hart, but I think other people have different mindsets of whether he did it or not. I personally don't think he did it, but there's a lot of things that you hear in this business as to whose fault, who was responsible for the death of Owen Hart. But to me, it didn't matter. It is what it is. Owen Hart had passed away May 23rd of 1999, and as a fan, I have the utmost respect for Owen Hart. I can still remember Owen Hart when he was a part of the new foundation with Jim the Anvil Neidhart. I was there when Owen Hart made the transition from, turning his back on his brother. He had a great match with Bret the Hitman Hart at WrestleMania 10, one of the greatest matches of all time, brother versus brother. Owen Hart won that match, and then the ever classic steel cage match for the WWE Championship. Him and his brother Bret went at it at SummerSlam of 1994, and Owen Hart. I kept thinking about what would happen if Owen Hart was still alive today, and I know that there's a lot of people that want to know what would happen if a certain particular wrestler from that era was alive in this day and age in professional wrestling. To me, and I think a lot of fans will agree with this, if Owen Hart was alive today, I believe Owen Hart would have probably have surpassed his brother. Now, don't get me wrong, Bret the Hitman Hart is one of the greatest Canadian wrestlers of all time. No one can deny the credentials that Bret Hart has had. WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Tag Team Champion, WCW Champion, has won several prestigious awards throughout his career, and WWE Hall of Famer. And if Owen Hart was alive today, it would have been great to see him become WWE champion. Or maybe a world champion. Who knows? I mean, Owen Hart probably could have, maybe, I can't say changed the face of professional wrestling, but he would have had a great career, and he would have, who knows, and maybe he probably wouldn't be in the WWE. He probably would have been in TNA wrestling if he was alive today. All of us have our different scenarios as to what would happen if Owen Hart was alive today, and I'm sure all of you have yours as well. So, if you guys want to, give me your input, tell me, let me know what you think, as far as, what would happen if Owen Hart was alive today. Let me know what you think. I mean, tell me. I mean, you could put it on my on Facebook at facebook.com/@maineventplayer. You could also tweet me about it at twitter.com/@maineventplayer. You can also give me a comment and tell me what you think on YouTube. Give me your scenario. And I guess the question is, if Owen Hart was alive today, what would he be doing? That's the question I'm going to give to all of you. And, give me your responses. Let me know what you all think and everything. So in closing, I want to go ahead and close the show out with saying, I've been a professional wrestling fan for a long, long time. Since the days of Hulkamania and the days of the Four Horsemen back in the 80s. Owen Hart's death was truly one of the most tragic moments of professional wrestling history. It's something that's still fresh in our minds today. And for others that have never known who Owen Hart was, I'll tell you this straight up. Owen Hart was he was a great wrestler. He was a great family man. He is loved and respected by many, many fans all over the world. And even up in Canada, they have the utmost respect for not just Owen Hart, but for the Hart family as well. So, on behalf of myself and on behalf of everyone, every single wrestling fan that's listening to the Main Event Talk, and I want to send out my condolences to the Hart family, to Bret the Hitman Hart, and to many, many others that may or may not listen to this Main Event Talk. I want to just say my deepest sympathies to Bret the Hitman Hart for your brother. I want to say I'm very sorry for what happened to him, and I wish he was alive today, and it would be great to see the Rocket, the King of Hearts, the Slammy Award winner, the Black Heart, Owen Hart, come back. And if he was ever alive today, it would be great to see him perform one more time. So, just want to send out my condolences to them and everything. So, guys, that's going to do it for this very special edition of the Main Event Talk. I just want to thank everybody for listening to this particular show. And there is one more thing I want to do before I go ahead and get off the show. And I want to do this right, just because I can. Most of you guys know about what happened. A tragedy took place a few days ago over in, I believe it was Moore, Oklahoma. I think everyone heard about the tragedy that took place in Oklahoma. It's been centered all over YouTube. It's been centered all over, Twitter, and it's sent out all over Facebook. So, as a special treat before the main event leaves, I want to go ahead and give a moment of silence, as of right now, for the people of Oklahoma. My thoughts, my condolences go out to them. Here you go. Well, guys, with that being said, that was for you guys over in Moore, Oklahoma, and that's my respect to you guys at this point in time. So, once again, this is the end of the Main Event Talk, and once again, I'm going to go ahead and get this out. Don't forget to follow the Main Event on Twitter at twitter.com/@maineventplayer. You can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/ Main Event Player. Check out all of the latest picks that I have out, including some stuff that I took out for WWE Extreme Rules. As you guys know, The Shield had a tremendous night at Extreme Rules, winning all the championships and everything. And Dean Ambrose, the new United States champion, and the Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, the new tag team champions that took place there. And want to just say once again, thank you for watching and thank you for listening to this very particular episode of the Main Event Talk. And I want to say thank you, and I'm going to go ahead and leave. And yes, the main event's got to give you the line of all lines of all of YouTube. And once again, before I go ahead and go, once again, happy birthday to my boy Israel, and hope you had a great birthday. And I hope very soon there'll probably be another episode of the Main Event Talk. And on Memorial Day, I'm going to reveal some stuff on Facebook and on Twitter. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. So be ready for that, guys. It's going to be a very interesting Memorial Day come Monday. Why? Because I can and I want to. Any questions? Enough said. We love you, Owen Hart. Rest in peace. And we'll see you on the other side.